everybody, it's me, Blame Girl, and you're on the Blame Tube, and welcome to the Blame Down. Now, let me explain the Blame Down. It's going to be a quick rundown of random stuff that I see throughout the day. So let's get to it and make it quick, alright? First, I'd like to talk about worker pay. I was reading an article today on ABC.com, and it was talking about the Dodd-Frank rule where corporations have to disclose their worker to CEO ratios. And they say that some corporations pay their CEOs 400 times the pay of an average worker. That just doesn't make sense to me. Can a CEO perform 400 times the work of an average worker? For example, could they do 16,000 hours of work in a week? No, because there's only about 168 hours in a week. That would be like doing the work of 10 men in one day, all day, and it does not compute. You cannot do it. So is it fair for CEOs to get paid like that? Um, Standard & Poor's, they say that CEOs, they have, their pay rate has gone up by 28% from 2009 to 2010. And I don't get that either because aren't we in a recession? And job creators are not hiring because I thought, they weren't making money or anything like that, but they're making enough that it increased with Standard & Poor's by 28%, their CEO's pay. And just to put it into perspective, in the 1980s, the ratio was about 43 to 1, which was still a lot, but now it is 325 to 1. That's way more, and it's disgusting almost. Some corporations are relative. For example, Whole Foods, they're a good corporation. The highest that they can pay their CEO is 19 to 1. So in 2000, last year, basically, the average worker pulled in about $37,000 a year, which I think is very reasonable. You can live off of that in today's society. And the CEO made 721. And hey, they were still in the top 1%. Good for them. Walmart CEO, on the other hand, his name's Michael Duke. He got 16 million just for his salary, which, okay, that's fine. But he got another 36 million in stock shares. And that's like excessive right there, because the story starts off talking about a gentleman in, I believe, I can't remember what state, but he was talking about how he had been with Walmart for 5 years. His pay had gone up from like $7 an hour to $9 an hour. He couldn't get on full time. They wouldn't hire him full time, regardless of how long he had been with the company. And he had to drop out of school because he couldn't afford it. And that's the 99% that we talk about. The people that want to work, that want to do good and try, but they can't because they work for corporations that are greedy. There, I said it. All right, on to the next blame. We're going to talk about Coney a little bit because I did my very first YouTube video. It was about Coney. And I talked about, why the movement was a problem or whatever. But what I want to let you know is that I found out some more information. Today, I actually watched a video of Joseph Coney being interviewed. You know what Coney says? Coney says he is a freedom fighter and he's fighting for democracy. He says that all the videos that we see with him with machetes killing people, well, I guess we don't see videos of him killing people, but of the machete children, that's from Museveni, or however you pronounce the Ugandan president's name. He's done all that, and he's used that as propaganda against Coney. I don't know if I buy that. I really don't. He also said that he's not doing it, like God's not forcing him to fight this war, that he just wants this democracy for the people and the people to be free. In the video, he seemed like a gentle-natured man, but I mean, he could be a crazy man for all we know. I don't know what's going on. No one really does. And it must be noted, I also found out that there were 2.5 billion barrels of oil reserves found around Uganda very recently, and that a British company has been trying to claim the rights to those oil reserves, yes. And that this Jason Russell, he made this video in 2006, but it went viral last year. And I'm not saying this means anything, but he won't release his information to the Better Business Bureau, his financial statements. That's suspect, right? So, yes, don't go donating to this Coney 2012 and all that. No one really knows what's going on because, as I said in the video, I'll post the link. This fight has been going on in the bush of Africa. We know that kids are being raped and kidnapped and, killed. Something has got to be done about that. I made that clear on the blog today. Um, that's always wrong. I don't care who's doing it. I don't care how it's stopped, but it needs to be stopped, and by people who have the resources to do so. So that's all I have to say about Coney. And lastly, I'd just like to say that Grover Norquist has a sense of humor. Who's to blame? Well, Jon Stewart. He was on The Daily Show last night, and no, he didn't make me laugh. He's very dry and just as Republican and white as they come, but he did get to explain his tax plan a little bit more and why he's so stiff on raising taxes. He says that by forcing the arm of our Congress not to raise taxes, it's going to cut spending. And he's right about that. But John was right about his point, and that's that if you raise taxes, you close the deficit. Clinton did it, and it's just math. All right, well, thanks for joining me today, and tune in next time for my Blame Down. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 2 days. Thanks.